Ken Thompson, Dave Koken, last of 4 videos here, pregame.tv. Pittsburgh Steelers on the road to take on the Cleveland Browns. Not much of a road trip, but it's been a dominant series over the last 20 games. Pittsburgh just owning Cleveland. Cleveland trying to make some strides to, make it more of a series and balance things out. They came back from 27-3 down in the opener, tied it at 27, only to lose by a field goal. But still, I think a little momentum and a little confidence maybe going into this game, Dave.
How about the comeback last week, which didn't exactly make me happy? I had the Titans. I had bet it early. I did not anticipate Cleveland going off the favorite in that game. So I'm usually pretty good at reading where the line's going to go, but I got that one wrong. I laid a point. I believe it was a point with Tennessee. But what's the difference? -1, +1. It's 28-3 late in the first half. I'm going to win this bet easy. And Charlie Whitehurst had even thrown a couple of passes for Tennessee once Locker went out of the game. Of course, you know what happened. The Browns get a touchdown before the half to make it 28-10. And apparently they built on that momentum that they took in the dressing room, and they shut out Tennessee in the second half, came back and scored 19 of their own. I'll tell you how bad it was for Tennessee. Wisenhunt got roasted for this. He goes for a 4th down, and it was 4th and short from his own about 40-yard line late in the game. And they're ahead at the time. And it's like, I'm seeing on Twitter, what the hell is Wisenhunt doing? He's crazy. Nah, he wasn't. He knew his defense was fried. At this point, they weren't stopping anything, and he gambled that he could make a 1st down, and if they do that, they're going to run the clock out. And if Cleveland gets the ball back at all, they're not going to have any time left. Well, it didn't work out. They didn't get the 1st down, and Cleveland they drove the 40 yards with no problem whatsoever, ended up winning the game 29-28. The Browns, this is a different Browns football team than we've seen the last 2 years. This team's a lot more determined, let's put it that way. They've come back from 2 huge deficits now. One against Pittsburgh, which they didn't win. They eventually lost on I think it was a last-second field goal. Right. And then last week, where they do come all the way back and get the win. So this is a team that's, 3 touchdowns, we don't care. We're going to keep on playing, keep on coming back. And you know that divisional revenge is big, and you might just have the team that's looking better at this point. I got to tell you, the Steelers were not impressive last week. Why are they throwing the ball in the red zone as much as they are? Don't they run it all down there anymore?
Well, I tell you, they don't get that pick 6. Jacksonville's right there within a point. Yeah. And I did have Jacksonville teased, which was fortunate. I know the NFL, the teasers work out a lot more for you, Dave. I mean, for me,
I'm not much of a teaser player, but looking at that game last week, that's a bad football team they're playing, and they were life and death in that game. They fell behind early, and had Jacksonville made a few more plays early in the game, the Steelers might have been looking at a substantial deficit to come back from. As it turned out, Jacksonville managed to screw things up, which is Jacksonville, and the Steelers got the win, but it wasn't great by any means. And we know what happened the week prior to that with Tampa Bay. Exactly. So, it kind of looks like the Steelers, who I thought were going to be on the rise this year, apparently not.
There you go. All right, this is going to be my play. It'll be the last of 4 plays, and I'm going to go ahead and make this one official. And again, I know not much of a rivalry when one team wins every single time, and the Pittsburgh Steelers win every time, and that's why the line has gone from Cleveland 2 down to 1.5, because I expected to go off around even. It wouldn't surprise me until Cleveland beats Pittsburgh. Why not take the Steelers? But I don't know. I just have a gut. And like Dave said, it's not the same Cleveland team, but they still have to beat the Steelers. They've got to get the W. If they do that, I think they'll cover the short line of 1.5. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at the Brownies. Again, I like the way Brian Hoyer's playing. Up until last week, didn't have a pick, 6 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. Again, West, Kroll doing what they need to do out of the backfield. No big names out of the receiving core, although Benjamin, the young kid from Florida State, we know he's a burner. Haskins, Gabriel, Miles Austin, the old man, he's still around too. Again, defensively, it's not been a great defense. We look at Cleveland and think right away defense, but the offense has actually held their own. They're 2-0-2 against the number so far, where Pittsburgh coming in 2-3 against the number. A lot of aging veterans there too for Pittsburgh. And remember, 3 of the guys that were in that opening game for Pittsburgh on defense, they're not playing this game. They've been knocked out. Shazier, Jones, and there's another guy that escapes my name, but boy, I hate that one because I'm pretty good with names, but this one I'm forgetting. But 3 of those guys that had actually 11 tackles tackles and a sack in that game. Not going to be part of that defense. Roethlisberger, he's been solid. 7 touchdowns, just 2 picks, and it's Bell and Blunt. It's about that running game. If Cleveland can slow that down, I think they've got a good chance because Pittsburgh's receiving core, it's all about Antonio Brown and Heath Miller, and I think they can clamp down, keep it close. That crowd's going to be into it. You know it big time. Wondering when Cleveland's going to make this into a rivalry again. And I'm thinking it's going to start this Sunday. I'm looking at Cleveland to win this game by a touchdown or better and slow down those Pittsburgh Steelers that did give away the game against Tampa Bay and struggled to hold on against Jacksonville. We'll see what happens. Again, it's not Carolina. In Carolina, we saw Pittsburgh have that one big outburst in the second half there. A lot of people thinking, hey, that's a team that we're going to see. That offense hasn't been there since that game. So go ahead, give me Cleveland. I'll lay the 1.5. I'll take a shot. I know I'm going against the grain, but sometimes you have that gut feeling. Maybe it works out. We'll see what happens. Dave, I got to take a shot on Cleveland.
Yeah, one interesting note is that this was supposed to be the time of year where Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, was supposed to take over at quarterback for the Browns. It was just a matter of, of mere formality.
Right.
Well, right now, he's still Johnny Clipboard, or, because this is his position on the sidelines right now, Johnny Bench.
There you go. Good stuff. All right, so that's our 4 videos. A couple college ones, a couple pro games. We'll come back next Wednesday. We'll get those out there for you as well. Ken Thompson, Dave Koken. Hoping that your weekend turns out. Hopefully they all go in the win column. But check out pregame.com. Also, Dave does a show with Matt Humans right here. You can check it locally in Las Vegas, but you can pick it up on the internet there at AM 1100 ESPN Radio there out of Vegas.
ESPN1100.com. And also, of course, Thursday's first preview, which is heard on that very same station. And, of course, you can pick up the archive at pregame with Scott Spreitzer and myself.
There you go. And I'm there with Chuck Edel, with Scott Spreitzer on Wednesdays. That's pregame, and that's 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific time here live from Vegas.
You know what the good thing is it's radio. So, all you have to do is listen to the volume, and you don't have to even look at us. It's a big win for you guys, all right?
Well, if you do make it down to Legacy Stadium inside the Palazzo, I do my show there, SportsX Radio, Monday through Friday, 7 to 10. And you can check both these shows out on pregame.com. Jeff Scott does a great job. He takes out all the commercials and all that good stuff, so you get the good stuff there without having to listen to any of the BS. But there's our plays out there. Enjoy your weekend. Again, like we said, hope they all turn out in the win column. Doesn't always work out that way. Hoping we can help assist you as far as some information on some of these videos. Till next Wednesday, Ken Thompson, Dave Koken, bidding you a great week. Pregame.tv.